Welcome viewers. A top focus at this hour, US President Donald Trump has now publicly acknowledged differences with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi while underlining that the two leaders continue to share strong personal relationship. Now, Donald Trump said that Indian Prime Minister is not pleased with Washington's decision to impose steep tariffs on Indian imports, a move that the US is now linked to New Delhi's continued purchase of Russian oil. Meanwhile, India has consistently maintained that its energy decisions are guided by national interest and long-term energy security, especially at a time of global volatility. Now, despite the tariffs, New Delhi has not altered its strategic autonomy or economic priorities. The United States, in fact, had doubled import duties on select Indian goods to 50%, including an additional levy connected to Russian oil imports. Now, Donald Trump has warned of even further tariff hikes if policy differences persist, even as trade negotiations between New Delhi and Washington remain ongoing. Now, viewers, notably, Donald Trump also referred to delays in the delivery of Apache helicopters, highlighting that bilateral defense cooperation is still continuing alongside trade disagreements. Now, the comments, they come at a time when India and the US remain key strategic partners, trying to navigate the differences while keeping long-term geopolitical alignment firmly in view. All right, that's the latest statement coming in from President Donald Trump, where he's acknowledged that there are differences when it comes to Indian Prime Minister and the tariffs that US has imposed on Indian exports. However, the two leaders continue to share a strong personal relationship. Now, in the statement, Donald Trump said that Indian Prime Minister is not very pleased with the Washington's decision to impose tariffs. But India, in fact, when it comes to these tariffs, has consistently maintained that its energy decisions are guided by national interest and long-term energy security, especially at a time when we are witnessing a global churn. In fact, the United States, remember, had doubled import duties on select Indian goods to about 50%, including an additional tax connected to Russian oil imports. And now, Donald Trump recently also warned of further tariff hikes if policy differences persist between the two nations. Now, in the latest statement, Trump also referred to the delays in the delivery of Apache helicopters, highlighting that despite the differences when it comes to trade, defense cooperation continues between the two countries. Now, remember, the comments, in fact, come at a time when India and the US, they remain key strategic partners. They're trying to navigate their differences while keeping their long-term geopolitical alignment firmly in place. So, despite the differences that have come in due to India's purchase of Russian oil and the resultant imposition of 50% tariff on Indian exports, defense cooperation between the two countries continues at this moment.
Prime Minister Modi came to see me. Sir, may I see you, please? Yes, I have a very good relationship with him. He's not that happy with me because, you know, they're paying a lot of tariffs now because they're not doing the oil, but they are. They've now reduced it very substantially, as you know, from Russia. We're getting rich because of tariffs, by the way. I hope everyone understands that.
So that's the latest statement coming in from President Trump, wherein he says that despite him imposing tariffs on India, right now, Prime Minister Modi is not very happy, but they do share a good personal relationship. In fact, he also goes ahead and mentions that due to these tariffs imposed on India, New Delhi has reduced its purchase of Russian oil. However, New Delhi maintains that its purchase of Russian oil is in fact aligned with its interest when it comes to energy security and is guided by national interest as well. Now, remember, this is not the first time that Donald Trump has made a comment on India's purchase of Russian oil. In fact, we've seen ever since 50% tariffs were imposed on India last year, time and again, Donald Trump has come out and made a statement like this time flagging his personal relationship and mentioning that despite the fact that currently Prime Minister Modi is not happy with him due to the steep tariffs, they do maintain a good personal relationship. Now, interestingly, it is not just tariffs that Donald Trump has spoken about. He also speaks about the delivery of Apache helicopters and the delay that has been caused in that. Again, stressing on the fact that despite the differences that have come in between the two countries, defense cooperation continues like usual.
That's the good news. But why should they wait 3-4 years to get a plane? They should build them, get them immediately. The F-35s, it takes too long to get them. The Apache helicopter. I mean, I had India coming to me, sir, I've been waiting 5 years. We're changing it. We're changing it. India ordered 68 Apaches, and Prime Minister Modi came to see me. Sir, may I see you, please? Yes. I have a very good relationship with him. He's not that happy with me because, you know, they're paying a lot of tariffs now because they're not doing the oil, but they are. They've now reduced it very substantially, as you know, from Russia. We're getting rich because of tariffs, by the way. I hope everyone understands that.